There is a shift in the atmosphere right now, a subtle vibration that you might have felt before you could even articulate it. It is the sound of a heavy door slamming shut and the distinctive, crisp sound of a lock turning. You are not imagining this. You are not making it up. The heaviness you have carried for months, perhaps even years, is beginning to dissipate, not because you simply decided to think positively, but because a verdict has been rendered in the spiritual realm. Listen closely to what is being said to your spirit at this very moment. Right now, heaven has decided. A cycle is closed. For a long time, you have been walking through what feels like a dense fog. It has been a season characterized by repetition, by battles that seemed to have no end, and by a sense of isolation that was profound and often painful. You have asked yourself why things were so difficult for you when they seemed so easy for others. You have wondered if you were doing something wrong, if you were being punished, or if you had somehow missed your destiny. But you must understand the nature of the chosen one. Being chosen is not about ease, it is about preparation. And the cycle you have just endured, the cycle that is closing as we speak, was not a punishment. It was a classroom. It was a forge. Think back to the person you were before this cycle began. You were different then. Perhaps you were more naive, perhaps you trusted too easily, or perhaps you did not know your own strength. The trials you have faced were designed to burn away everything that was not authentic, everything that could not sustain the weight of the glory that is about to be released upon your life. But the burning is over. The refining fire has done its work. The reason you are feeling this strange mix of exhaustion and anticipation right now is that the spiritual season has shifted. The winter is over. It is important to acknowledge the pain of the cycle that is ending. We often rush to the celebration without honoring the survival. You survived. There were nights when you didn't think you would make it to the morning. There were moments of betrayal that cut so deep you thought you would never trust again. There were financial struggles, health scares, or relational breakups that brought you to your knees. And in those moments, silence was your only companion. You felt abandoned. But here is the truth that heaven wants you to know today. You were never abandoned. You were hidden. You were hidden in the shadow of the Almighty because what you carry is too precious to be exposed to the enemy prematurely. But there is a critical distinction you must make now, or you risk dragging the old baggage into the new season. Many people feel the shift, but they do not know how to align with it. They continue to act as if they are in the battle, even after the victory has been declared. Imagine a prisoner who has been in a cell for 10 years. The guard comes, unlocks the door, and swings it wide open, declaring, "You are free." But the prisoner stays in the corner, clutching his blanket, afraid to step out. Why? Because the cell is familiar. The freedom is unknown. You are standing at that open door right now. The cycle of restriction, of lack, of constantly fighting for your bare minimum is over. Heaven has signed the decree. The question is, do you have the courage to walk out of the cell? To walk out, you must understand why the door was locked in the first place. This past cycle was about character development. It was about teaching you to rely on a source higher than yourself. When everything else was stripped away, when people left, when plans failed, when resources dried up, you had to look up. That was the point. You have built a spiritual muscle that the people around you do not possess. You have a depth of empathy, wisdom, and resilience that cannot be bought. It can only be earned through the fire. This is your equipment for the next level. You are not entering the new cycle empty-handed. You are entering it as a warrior who has been tested and found true. However, recognizing that the cycle is closed is only the first step. There is a subtle danger that arises in the transition period, a trap that catches many chosen ones just before their breakthrough. This trap is the addiction to the struggle. It sounds strange, but when you have fought for so long, peace can feel suspicious. When things start to go right, your nervous system might panic, waiting for the other shoe to drop. You might find yourself self-sabotaging because chaos feels normal to you. You must make a conscious decision right now in this moment to accept peace. You have to command your soul to be still. You have to tell your mind, we are safe now, the war is over. This mental reprogramming is essential. Heaven has decided you are ready for abundance, but your mind must agree with heaven's decision. Let's talk about the signs that confirm this cycle is truly closed. You may have noticed that certain people are fading out of your life. This is not accidental. In the previous cycle, you were surrounded by people who were matched to your trauma or your lessons. Some were there to test you, some were there to lean on you. But as you elevate, the atmosphere around you changes. Some people cannot breathe at the altitude you are going to. Their departure is not a rejection, it is a redirection. Do not chase what is leaving. Do not try to resuscitate dead relationships. Let the leaves fall so the new buds can grow. Another sign is a sudden, inexplicable intolerance for things you used to tolerate. You used to say yes when you wanted to say no. You used to allow people to disrespect you. You used to settle for scraps. But lately, you feel a fire in your belly. You feel a no rising up in your throat. This is your dignity being restored. This is your boundaries being fortified. Heaven is raising your standard because you are about to manage something valuable. You cannot manage a kingdom with a pauper's mindset. The closing of this cycle is marked by the return of your self-worth. You may also be experiencing vivid dreams or a heightened sense of intuition. The veil is thin right now. Heaven is downloading the blueprints for the next chapter into your spirit. Pay attention to those quiet nudges. Pay attention to the ideas that won't leave you alone. These are not just random thoughts. They are seeds for your future. The previous cycle was about survival. The new cycle is about creation. You are moving from defense to offense. You are moving from protecting what little you have to multiplying what you are given. But there is something even deeper happening here. Something that touches the very core of your spiritual contract. For a long time, you felt like the black sheep or the scapegoat. You bore the burdens of your family or your community. You broke the generational curses by feeling the brunt of them. That is a heavy task. It is a lonely task. But hear this. The era of you being the sacrificial lamb is over. Heaven has decided that you have paid the price. You have broken the chain. Now you get to be the beneficiary of the breakthrough. The cycle of sowing in tears is officially closed. The cycle of reaping in joy has commenced. This transition requires a surrender of your victim identity. This is hard to hear, but it is necessary. When we suffer for a long time, the suffering becomes part of who we are. We identify as the one who struggles. To step into what heaven has prepared, you must release that story. You are no longer the victim, you are the victor. You must start speaking like a victor. You must walk with your head high. You must stop rehearsing the old hurts. Every time you speak about the old pain, you give it life. Let it die. Let the old cycle be buried. Imagine a massive ancient book in a courtroom. The judge of the universe looks at the pages filled with your trials, your tears, and your tests. He takes a stamp, dips it in gold ink, and presses it firmly onto the page. The stamp reads, "Completed." He turns the page. The next page is blank, crisp, and white. This is where you are today. The pen is in your hand, but the ink is divine favor. What does this new cycle look like? It looks like restoration. But restoration in the kingdom is not just getting back what you lost. It is getting back more than you lost to compensate for the time the thief stole. It is the sevenfold return. You lost time. You will be given acceleration. Things that take others 10 years will take you 1. You lost money? You will be given ideas and opportunities that bring wealth not just for you, but for the kingdom. You lost relationships? You will be sent divine connections, soul family members who recognize you instantly and love you without an agenda. However, you must be warned. The enemy knows this cycle is closing, and he may try one last-ditch effort to pull you back. This is called the extinction burst. Just before a habit dies or a season changes, the resistance spikes. If you are facing a sudden, intense wave of fear, doubt, or old problems popping up right now, do not panic. This is not a sign that things are going wrong. It is a sign that you are at the threshold. It is the final test. Stand your ground. Do not react emotionally. Look at the chaos and smile because you know it is just the dust kicked up by the closing door. And as you stand in this space between the ending and the beginning, you need to understand the power of your own voice. Your words have creative power. In the past cycle, you might have spoken out of frustration or pain. In this new cycle, You must speak out of authority. You must decree a thing so that it will be established. Wake up in the morning and declare, I am a child of the Most High. My season of suffering is over. I am open to receive the abundance that is my birthright. When you align your words with heaven's decision, you accelerate the manifestation of your new reality. Let's go deeper into the concept of heaven decided. This implies a judicial process. There are accusations that were brought against you in the spiritual realm, accusations of unworthiness, of incompetence, of past sins. But you have an advocate, and the verdict is not guilty. The debts have been paid. The cycle of guilt and shame is closed. You do not have to apologize for existing anymore. You do not have to shrink back to make others comfortable. The decision has been made to elevate you, not because you are perfect, but because your heart has remained pure through the fire. There is a specific feeling that accompanies this closed cycle. It is a feeling of deep, resonant exhaustion. Not just physical tiredness, but a soul weariness. It is the kind of tired a soldier feels after the war is won. It is okay to rest now. In fact, it is mandatory. You cannot enter the new land running on fumes. The first act of the new cycle should be rest. Radical, unapologetic rest, sleep, silence, nature. Let your soul catch up with your body. Heaven is not asking you to work for this next blessing. Heaven is asking you to receive it. The striving is over. The receiving has begun. Think about the Joseph archetype. Joseph went through a cycle of betrayal by his brothers, slavery in Potiphar's house, and imprisonment for a crime he didn't commit. It was a cycle of descending into darkness. But in one single day, the cycle closed. He woke up in a dungeon and went to sleep in a palace. That is how quickly heaven can change your situation. One conversation, one phone call, one idea, one meeting can shift everything. You are in the Joseph moment. The preparation was long, but the promotion will be sudden. But why you? Why did you have to go through so much? Because you are a chain breaker. You were chosen to endure this because your lineage needed a new trajectory. The dysfunction stops with you. The poverty mindset stops with you. The addiction stops with you. The loveless marriages stop with you. You bore the weight of the cycle so your children and your children's children wouldn't have to. It was a heavy burden, yes, but look at what you have achieved. You have cleared the spiritual debris for generations to come. That is why heaven is honoring you now. You did the hard work in the dark, so your lineage can walk in the light. As the cycle closes, you will find that your desires are changing. Things that used to matter to you, fame, validation from others, superficial success, don't seem as important anymore. You are craving authenticity. You are craving depth. You are craving a connection with the divine. This is a sign of spiritual maturity. You are no longer a child asking for toys. You are an heir preparing for an inheritance. This shift in desire is actually the compass pointing you toward your destiny. Follow the peace. Follow what makes your spirit feel expansive. There is a mystery here that we must touch upon. It is the mystery of divine timing. We often live our lives looking at the clock, frustrated that things aren't happening when we want them to. But heaven operates on Kairos time, opportune time. The cycle is closing now because now is the only time you could handle what is coming next. If you had received the blessing 3 years ago, it might have crushed you. You might have become arrogant or you might have squandered it. But now you are humble, now you are wise. Now you know that every good gift comes from above. You are safe to be blessed. So, how do you walk in the days ahead? You walk with expectation. Wake up every day asking, what good thing is going to happen today? This is not wishful thinking. It is an act of faith. It is setting your frequency to the channel of blessing. When you expect good, you attract good. The universe responds to your dominant vibration. If you vibrate with gratitude and relief that the trial is over, you will magnetize miracles. And this brings us to a crucial realization about your enemies, those who doubted you, mocked you, or hurt you. The cycle of defending yourself is closed. You do not need to prove them wrong. You do not need to seek revenge. Heaven has prepared a table for you in the presence of your enemies. That means you sit and eat. You feast on the blessings while they watch. Your success is the best revenge. Your peace is the loudest rebuke. Release them. Forgive them, not for their sake, but for yours. Unforgiveness is a tether that ties you to the old cycle. Cut the cord. Let them go. They belong to your past. They have no jurisdiction in your future. You are entering a season of ease. This word might feel foreign to you. You are used to hard. You are used to struggle. But the kingdom of heaven is righteousness, peace, and joy. Ease is your portion. It means things will flow. The right doors will open without you having to kick them down. The right people will find you. Resources will appear before you even ask. This is the favor of God. It is unmerited, unearned, and undeniable. Accept it. Do not feel guilty for having it easy after having it hard for so long. You paid your dues. Let's visualize this moment. Imagine you are standing on the edge of a great ocean. Behind you is a dark, tangled forest. That is the cycle that is closing. It was scary. It was confusing. But you made it through. Before you is the vast, open ocean. The sun rising over the water, painting the sky in gold and violet. The air is fresh. The horizon is limitless. You take a step out of the forest and onto the sand. You feel the warmth of the sun on your face. You take a deep breath, filling your lungs with the new air. You turn your back on the forest. You do not look back, you look forward. This is where you are right now. The heavens are rejoicing over you. You may feel alone in your room or wherever you are listening to this, but you are surrounded by a great cloud of witnesses. They are cheering you on. They have watched your struggle and now they are eager to watch your rising. You are the protagonist of a divine story, and you have just reached the turning point. The climax of the suffering is over. The resolution of glory is beginning. There is a specific instruction for you in this moment. Clean your house, physically and spiritually. As a prophetic act, clean your living space. Throw away broken things. Organize your environment. You are preparing a space for the new to enter. When you declutter, you signal to the universe that you are ready for better. And spiritually, clean your heart. Repent of any bitterness. Wash yourself in the waters of grace. You want to be a clean vessel for the new wine that is about to be poured out. And remember, the confusion you felt was part of the process. The butterfly does not know what is happening when it is dissolving inside the cocoon. It is a messy biological soup. If the butterfly could think, it would probably think it was dying. You thought you were dying. You thought it was the end, but it was just the metamorphosis. You are emerging now, and you have wings. You have capabilities you didn't have before. You have a perspective you didn't have before. You can fly over obstacles that used to block your path. But here is the secret that locks this new cycle in place. Gratitude. Gratitude is the seal. If you want to permanently close the door to the old and lock the door to the new open, be grateful. Be grateful for the lessons of the pain, and be grateful in advance for the blessings that are on their way. Thank God before you see the manifestation. Thank you that I am healed. Thank you that I am wealthy. Thank you that I am loved. This is the highest form of faith. It confuses the enemy. He expects you to complain, but instead you are praising. Praise breaks the yoke. Praise shifts the atmosphere. As we move toward the conclusion of this message, I want you to feel the weight lifting off your shoulders. Visualize heavy chains falling to the ground. Clang, clang, clang. They are not on you anymore. You are light. You are free. The contract that bound you to suffering has been annulled. A new covenant of peace has been established. You are the chosen one. This is not an ego title. It is a responsibility. You are chosen to demonstrate what happens when a person refuses to give up on God. You are a living testimony. People will look at your life in this next season and wonder how you did it. They will ask for your secret, and you will tell them, I didn't do it. Heaven decided. I just held on. Your holding on was enough. Your mustard seed of faith was enough. You didn't need to be perfect. You just needed to be present. So, take a deep breath. Let it out slowly. The nightmare is over. The dawn is here. Do not fear the happiness that is coming. You deserve it. Do not fear the love that is coming. You are worthy of it. Do not fear the success that is coming. You are prepared for it. The gavel has come down. The court is dismissed. The verdict is in your favor. Go now and walk in the newness of life. Build, create, love, and live. The winter is past, the rain is over and gone. The flowers appear on the earth. The time of singing has come. Right now. Heaven decided. A cycle is closed, and a new, glorious chapter begins. Receive it. It is yours.